With the Detroit Lions squaring off with the Washington Commanders this weekend, I have this thought in mind of what it's going to look like, but this player returning gives me even more hope and faith that it's going to go a certain way, and that is David Montgomery. You get to see finally, once again, the pairing between David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. And Jahmyr Gibbs has already been on a tear, and you guys saw what he did to the Minnesota Vikings, multiple touchdowns, set the record in Lions franchise history for the most combined total touchdowns in a season. Now, the Lions get the Commanders at home in Ford Field. And let me remind you, I talked about it in our earlier video, but today I'm going to really go into it. The Commanders' rush defense and why that's an area the Detroit Lions can exploit. And I'll say this, David Montgomery coming back to pair with Jahmyr Gibbs is the secret weapon. And I know many of you might be thinking, well, it's not really a secret, Jeff. No, it's not. But it's a guy who hasn't played in a handful of weeks, and you're finally going to get these two back together in a huge game. And you're looking at how the Lions are built offensively. And even if it was on the road, the offensive line, the run game, all that travels. But here's the thing. They don't have to travel. It's at home. It's in Ford Field. And this is a Commanders defense that is not only giving up 4.7 yards a rush, which, again, is a lot, which ranks, I believe, back half of the NFL. I believe it's 18th in the NFL. 28th, excuse me. Even worse. But on top of that, they give up touchdowns at a high rate. 22nd red zone defense. So you're telling me the 28th rushing defense when it comes to yards per carry, and I have the 22nd red zone defense. Guys, David Montgomery coming back this week is more significant than you may think. And I love Craig Reynolds, but Dave Montgomery is someone that's going to wear defenses down, and then Jahmyr Gibbs comes in fresh. Now you're getting fresh Gibbs. You're getting a Demont coming off some weeks of rest. I know he's coming off an injury, but I don't think it's going to hinder him like some people may think it will. I think the Commanders are going to be shocked when they have to try and manhandle these big fellas at the line of scrimmage and these two running backs trying to contain them because Saquon ran all over them. I mean, many people believe Bucky Irving, they thought the Bucs would win because Bucky Irving would run all over them. And obviously the game went in the favor of the Commanders, but they look like you could take advantage of them. And the Buccaneers aren't a team that's good at running the football, right? The Lions are. They pride themselves on it. They're top 5 in yards per carry. They're one of the best rushing offenses in the league, especially when you have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs together. So what kind of problems will this pose for the Commanders? A lot. Because not only are you going to dictate and control the line of scrimmage, but it's going to keep this Commanders offense off the field, which is something that is always good, right? Time of possession. You know, not allowing Jane Daniels to get in rhythm, having him sit on the sideline and watch for long periods of time. The Lions are going to dictate this entire game offensively. They just are, because they're going to control the line of scrimmage, and then boom, here comes play action. Here comes Jameson over the top. Here comes Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta. They don't know what's coming. And do I think Jane Daniels can be an issue? Yes, and I broke that down also in the other video, which you guys can check out, and how containing him is going to be very important. But what I will say is David Montgomery's return offensively is going to pose a ton of issues for this Commanders defense. Not that Jahmyr wasn't already going to, but having these two healthy together with this offensive line, all healthy, coming off a bye, they are going to dominate the line of scrimmage offensively. Now, they got to do it defensively, which they have the personnel to do that, although they are banged up. Offensively, there is no question. David Montgomery's return, it's going to have a huge impact this week, guys, at home. And it's not just David, but it's going to affect Jahmyr as well with, not having to get 30 touches a game. So that's what my mind is really going here, guys. I think the Lions offense, especially what they do on the ground, it's going to be massive. They're going to run all over the Commanders. And that, honestly, more than it is like, oh, yeah, they're going to run the ball, it's going to mentally wear on them. It's different, and you hear this from some players that played football and played, obviously, in the NFL for years. when another man is moving you at will at the line of scrimmage, it's going to break you mentally. And the Lions are going to do that for 4 quarters at home. The Commanders aren't ready for this, guys. They are not ready for this type of environment. I'm being completely honest, and I have respect for the Commanders. I have respect for what Jane Daniels has done this year, but there's no denying how many problems the Lions are going to pose offensively. Comment down below what you think of this. Dave Montgomery's return, I think it's significant this week in this matchup. With these circumstances, with what's at stake, like, dude, Sonic and Knuckles are going to have a massive day, and they're going to hit pay dirt multiple times. It's going to happen. Comment down below. Share your thoughts. I would love to know. Dave Montgomery's return, what does that mean for a bad rushing defense with the Commanders? And how can the Lions offense take advantage of it? How far off am I, or are you in the same, are you in agreement with me? We'll talk more about it tonight. I can't wait for this weekend. It can't come any quicker, honestly. But at the same time, I don't want football season to end. It's sad. I hate it. Appreciate all you for the support, though. We're about 320 away from 12,000 subscribers. It is massive. Get your merch, officialctsports.com. Until next time, I will catch you. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.